This video is sponsored by PokemonStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCG code cards. They're compatible with TCG Live as well, and they literally have everything. Use the coupon code ZapDoesTCG for 5% off on everything on the website. This video is also sponsored by CardsMarket.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can use the referral name ZapDoesTCG when creating an account. Also, this video is sponsored by YourPlaymat.com, the best website to create your own unique custom playmat from scratch. They ship worldwide and you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. How cool is that? Last but not least, this video is sponsored by DragonShield.com, the best website to, of course, buy accessories. They have sleeves, they have binders, they literally have everything you want to start playing competitively. Or, if you're a collector, you can also get some fresh looking clear fit sleeves. They have everything. Check the link down below, of course, the affiliated link, and you're going to be helping out the channel so much. Thanks for sticking around with the commercials, and I'll see you guys shortly. Peace. Sup YouTube, it's ZapDoesTCG here, and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. First of all, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're looking for daily Pokemon TCG content. Today, we're going to be checking out some Japanese deck lists based on cards that we're going to be getting in Astral Radiance on the end of May. So, you're going to have a little bit of insight on which cards are going to be good, which is very, very eager to, of course, get the people excited for Astral Radiance, our next English set. So, this first deck list is a Hisuian Samurott VSTAR deck, which is very interesting. It utilizes an intelligence, so as you can see, 8 physical copies of the basic darkness energy. So what is in this list is Hawlucha. Hawlucha is a sparkling Pokemon card. You can only have one of these in your deck, and this actually allows you to slap 30 more damage to the opponent's active VMAX Pokemon. So that's very good, because in combination with quick shooting and all that, you're going to be lowering the HP down of VMAXs quite tremendously. You're a darkness type, so in a Mew VMAX meta, that's just perfect. And if you don't know what the Samurott VSTAR does, let me just enlighten you. As you can see here, Hisuian Samurott V, just with 1 darkness energy, discard up to 2 tool cards, and its second attack discarded energy from this Pokemon, but it does allow you to slap 180 damage, and with the help of stuff like the Dark Patch, you might get this attack off. The Hisuian Samurott VSTAR is, of course, in here for its powerful attack, the Merciless Blade, slapping 110 damage, and if the opponent already has damage counters on it, you slap 110 more. So you basically slap 220 damage for 2 energies. It's like Victini VSTAR territory, and with, of course, the VSTAR power, once during your turn, you can put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. You can easily knock out like weak HP Pokemon with the help of quick shooting on top of it. So that's what the deck is basically all about. So 220 damage with 4 damage counters is 260, with a quick shooting is 280, with the damage buff with the reduction of the HP of VSTARs. Actually, the damage buff with the Hawlucha VSTAR, you're actually going to be able to KO VMAX Pokemon because of Galarian Zigzagoon on top of it as well. So a pretty interesting deck. You have Raihan and, of course, Dark Patch, so you can also attack with the Hisuian Samurott V. And there's also the Moltres and the Clara package, as we've come to love with a situation like this. I'm also just going to be putting this aside a little bit so you guys know what all the rest of the cards are in the list. And I'm very eager to just see how this will play out in today's meta game. As we all know, darkness types are good because of Mew VMAX being good. We also have Manaphy to protect our bench. And in this scenario, the cards that are very interesting is, of course, the one of Water Energy, allowing you to attack with the Aqua Bullet Inteleon. And I don't see the new supporter Roxanne in here, so that's pretty interesting because Roxanne is actually pretty good. Definitely if you can scatter that with Shady Dealings. Dark Patch is new to the format. Hawlucha Sparkling is new to the format, and of course this entire engine is the attacker here, the Hisuian Samurott VSTAR. So pretty interesting to see new decks popping up straight from Japan. So if you are looking for a new deck to play, this could be it. You have so much sniping going around, and also with the ability on top of quick shooting and zigzag, you can get an additional maybe you can knock out a Bidoof out of nowhere, which is super fun to utilize. Okay. We also see the Hisuian VSTAR back again, and there's 4 copies of Marnie in here, so let me just push our site to this guy so you guys can check out the entire deck list. So Eternatus VMAX is, of course, still good in the format. You, of course, are weak to fighting, but the good news is that Samurott VSTAR is weak to grass instead. No, of course, need for a Galarian Moltres in here. because now we have access to Dark Patch, which is something the deck was previously lacking. Like if something like a Mew knocks out your Eternatus on turn 2 and you only have one Eternatus in play, it's gonna be a little bit tricky here and there, but yeah, because of your energy being removed. But with Dark Patch, you fix that problem. There's a Rose Tower in here, 1 copy, as well as 4 copies of the Tower of Darkness. Tower of Darkness is pretty interesting because it allows you just like the Mew VMAX decks that we've seen before. It's like you slap down Tower of Darkness, you could utilize Tower of Darkness for your Tower of Darkness, or you just use it as a counter stadium for Path to the Peak. There's a Zigzagoon in here, there's a Quillfish in here that we already know, 4 copies of Crobat, so the same thing. But the cool thing is, with of course that ability, the V-Star power of course Hisuian Samurott V, you can actually get the numbers. Definitely a Choice Belted Eternatus VMAX already slaps a max 300 with Zigzagoon pings here and there, and of course the ability that you can utilize once a turn. You're actually going to be able to do some funky stuff in here. Also, as mentioned, if you utilize Hisuian V-Star ability with some sniping, you can get early KOs on something like a Subble, Bidoof, what else? Weak HP Pokemon, like in case as well. So I love this list, and we're gonna be seeing if, of course, the Hisuian V-Star Samurott will see a lot of play. It's a Darkness type with a great ability as well, so I do expect it seeing play. A new card in here is the Absol. Is it a new card or not? We should check that out, but I still don't know what it does, to be honest. I'm actually gonna scout out a little bit, so you guys can follow along with that. So Absol, no Absol in this set. Absol, maybe it's an Absol that we've already got used to. So let's see here. Absol, oh, that's another deck. Or maybe it's for the secondary attack. Let's just see. Maybe we can find it over at Limitless. Is there any Absol in the house that we might see? Maybe from Fusion Strike. No, it's not this one. Another Absol. Come on, so many Absols. Champion's Path? Nah. It's also not this Absol. I don't even know what this Absol does, to be honest. Is it the new one? Yeah, it is a new one. Okay. It's a new one. It's from S9A, so it should be over here in this set. Maybe there's a second page. Or not. Absol. I don't see any Absol in here, but it's a new Absol. I'm very curious to see what it does. So that's what we're doing here. Japanese sets. Main set list. Yes. Yeah, I've already checked this out. Like, just maybe Absol. Let's see here what it does. Card market singles. Nope. We need to see the translation, by the way. Maybe on Bulbapedia. Battle region Absol. Okay, cool. I'm very curious to see what it does. So it has Claw Rend. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage, you slap 120 for a 1-price Pokemon. Pretty interesting. And also its first attack, 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. Now we know what it does. So it is in here as well. You're going to be able to slap 120 out of nowhere with, of course, the help of Dark Patch to set it up. Next is Hisuian, or actually Origin Form Palkia VSTAR. This is a cool deck because it's very similar to Suicune in that sense. If you don't know what this card does, let me just enlighten you. We're going to be checking out Palkia. And Palkia, let's just talk about the Origin Palkia first. The Palkia here has search your deck for a stadium card, reveal and put it in hand. And it's a second attack, 200, and you can attack the next turn. So pretty simple attacker for 200, not the most impressive thing, but the V-Star is very powerful, 60 damage, and this attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. So what does that mean? You're going to be able to slap a whopping 260, if I'm not mistaken, at max damage output. So it's basically a buffed Blizzard Rondo. On top of Choice Bell and all that good stuff, you're going to be hitting some serious numbers. And the cool thing is you also have the Star Portal. You may use this ability during your turn, attach up to 3 water energy from your discard pile to your water Pokemon in any way that you like. So what can we see here is that the V-Star power allows you to force some funky combos early on to just set up multiple Pokemon. I also love the fact that you might utilize Cheryl in here. I don't see Cheryl in this specific list, but you could utilize Cheryl and then activate your V-Star power to just get your energies back, so that's cool. What else can we see is that it just runs the Inteleon engine and also the Sparkling Greninja. Sparkling Greninja allows you to discard a water energy from hand, or actually an energy card from hand, in order to draw 2 cards. So basically like Make Do, but limited on, of course, energies. The cool thing is, of course, that with the synergy of Melanie, you're going to be able to get that off more oftenly, definitely on turn 1. And there's also the capabilities of course, utilizing the new crazy Roxanne supporter, which allows you I don't know if you noticed Roxanne, but that's gonna be the new way to just have a comeback mechanic. Roxanne. Here we go. Roxanne, you play this card only if your opponent has 3 or less prizes left. So that means during the mid to late game, both players shuffle their hand to the deck, you get 6 cards, and the opponent only draws 2. Very, very scary if you utilize a Roxanne and the correct time. So I love that. Definitely Roxanne Path to the Peak will win games. 100% certain of that. What else is in here? An Echoing Horn to just boost your damage output with the Palkia VSTAR. And all the rest of the cards are very similar. We've already seen them before, but there's also a new Ball Engine card. I don't know what it is. We should check that out. Let's see here. Item cards, Ball. Let's see if we can see which item card it is. It's not Feather Ball. It is Hisuian Heavy Ball. Look at your face down prize cards. Reveal a basic Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. And put Hisuian Heavy Ball in its place. Which Pokemon do you want? Maybe the Sparkling Greninja. Maybe you want your Manaphy out. So it's just, you can search it out with Shady Dealings and get your Pokemon out. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting list, I would say. Palkia, Origin Palkia, we've seen that the Hisuian Samurott is also good. Now it's time for the Dialga VSTAR. So Origin form Dialga VSTAR is here. And for the people that don't know, Dialga is actually pretty busted, I would say. So let's just search out Dialga to follow along. So Origin form Dialga VSTAR is actually slapping 40 damage. This attack does 40 damage for every metal energy attached to this Pokemon. So you can have infinite damage output depending on how many metal energies you get on there. Pretty mediocre, okay-ish attack, but the VSTAR power is where it's at. Star Chronos slaps 220 damage, and after you utilize the attack, you can take another turn. As we've learned with Robin Schultz's Yoga Looping, Rapstrike Urshifu deck, having another turn is busted. Definitely with a damage output like this, like 220 damage, you KO something, and it's back to your turn. So basically you can have a 4 prize card turn if everything goes well. We have the Origin form Dialga V, which attaches up to 2 metal energy from the discard pile to this Pokemon. Could be utilized if when going second with, of course, if you have like a big charm or whatever onto your Dialga, so you're having survivability. It's actually pretty damn good. So I definitely like that VSTAR power, one of the more powerful VSTAR powers. I know it needs 5 energies, but with Metal Saucers in the format and Intrepid Sword and maybe Bronzong, you're actually going to be pulling it off. This is exactly what this deck is aiming for. There's, of course, Bronzong, allowing you to transfer all your metal energies around your Pokemon. So if you utilize Intrepid Sword early on, and with 13 energies in here, you're actually going to be doing a lot of stuff. I don't see a Oranguru in here with, of course, the Primate Wisdom to put the energy on top. There's Crobat, there's Lumineon, as we've come to know. All the rest of the cards we've come to know, as well as the Roxanne here, allowing you to, of course, have a comeback potential. Definitely searchable with Lumineon. There's also the Diancie, and I really don't know what Diancie is doing, so we're actually just going to be checking it out together. Diancie. There's a lot of copies in there, so it has, as long as this Pokemon is in the active Pokemon, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand to prevent all effects of that card done to your basic Pokemon, so you cannot get bossed up. So you can easily have the Diancie in the active slot, and you can the opponent has to knock it out because they cannot utilize boss's orders. Very, very powerful Diancie, I would say, because that gives you a lot of time to set up and get those 5 energies attached. Utilization, Intrepid Sword, Diancie gets knocked out, promote another Diancie, use Intrepid Sword again, get all the energies in play, move them around with the Bronzong, get your setup going, Saucers as well, and get the attack off. The thing you want to do is knock something out, then knock something out again, and the VSTAR has 280 HP, reutilize the Roxanne, and you're going to be good. So very cool list. I'm very curious to just play with these cards. I have not tested these lists out before, but it will be fun when they finally come out. Moving forward, it's Darkrai, of course, the poster boy of Astral Radiance. I've already played against Darkrai. My friend Jordy is playing that specific list. Not this specific list, but something very similar. You utilize, of course, the one and only Galarian Moltres' V ability to get energies into play. On top of that, you have Dark Patch, and the Darkrai actually slaps 30 damage plus 30 more for every darkness energy in play, which is pretty cool. The other Darkrai is slapping 50, and the other attack is like putting the opponent to sleep, I would say. For that matter, let's just check out Darkrai again for the people that don't know what it's all about. Is it from an older set? I don't see it right here. Darkrai? Nope. Probably going to be from an older set, but just believe me, you're going to be not attacking with the Vs because it takes up too many energies. The VSTAR power is pretty cool. Well, once during your turn, you can get 2 item cards back from the discard pile. And most of the time when we're playing Darkrai, it's like Utilize Dark Patch, V-Star Power, Dark Patch, and there's so many Darkness energies in here. The Sparkling Greninja, as mentioned, discards an energy from your hand in order to draw 2 cards, which is super nice. And that is going to be a very cool way to, of course, get energies in the discard pile for you to utilize the one and only Dark Patch. There's also Choice Belts in here for more damage output. And the thing I've seen a lot in this list is, of course, utilize the Moltres energy, Dire Flame Wings. You have Dire Flame Wings, attachment, Dark Patch, and Choice Belt to attack on turn 1 to knock something out with the Moltres. Moltres is going to be giving a huge buff with Dark Patch in the format. We do see Clara and some copies of the Galarian Moltres from Evolving Skies, which we've seen a lot of lately. And there's also a lot of support Pokemon. 2 Crobat, 1 Eldegoss, 1 Lumineon. It's a little bit overkill in my opinion, but allows you to fetch the supporter back, for instance, the Clara if you want it. There's Manaphy to protect the bench, and there's also Pumpkaboo. I think you should try out with Darkrai as well as the Galarian Weezing from Chilling Reign to just double up on the Darkness energies onto that, because Dark Patching onto that Weezing allows you to get huge damage output out of nowhere. But the list seems fine as a good starting point. Also, now that I think about it, there was also in that Palkia, here, a new stadium card. So I wonder what that is, by the way. Let's just check out stadiums. Temple of Sinnoh, nope. No, it's not this here, but is that a new stadium card? Am I overlooking things? Oh yeah, it's the Jubilee Village. Once during your turn, that player may shuffle their hand into their deck, then draw 5 cards. If you do that, player turns ends. Okay, it does make sense because you just put a Diancie on the active slot and then you can refresh up your hand. Pretty good stadium card, I would say. Strong stadium card if you're just having Diancies in your deck. Moving forward is Miltank. Miltank is, of course, the new wall Pokemon. If you have not heard about Miltank before, here it is. The Miraculous Body. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from V Pokemon. So V Pokemon, VMAXs, V-Stars, they all cannot attack Miltank. This attack also does 20 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So 10 damage plus 20 more for every one of their bench Pokemon. If they have a full bench, to 110 damage. So you also have Baby Moltres, Galarian Moltres V, and then an Italian engine thrown in here. The Sponge Gloves, also pretty interesting, allows the Miltank to knock out Sobbles early game, I would say. Or maybe slap more damage against Hisuian Palkia VSTAR or other water types, I would say. Other than that, it's just Energy Surge. We see Echoing Horn, Palpat, Claras, Raihan, Boss, Marnie, Research. All of the familiar stuff that we've come to know with an Italian-based deck. Yeah, and there's also Bruno in here. I wonder why the Bruno is in here. You could also utilize Cynthia in that matter, but maybe just as a way to shuffle your hand to your deck, because sometimes you have a lot of evolution Pokemon in hand that makes sense, although Marnie does the same thing and also lowers the opponent's hand size. Yeah, if the opponent doesn't have an answer against a Miltank, I do understand, because at one point your Moltres will be able to take care of one prize Pokemon. For instance, the Aqua Bullet in Talion. You also can get, Quick Shoot It, but there's a lot of Scoop Up Nets in here, and Twin Energies as well. So Miltank will be such an annoying Pokemon because nobody is able to touch it. Cool to see. Next is Machamp VSTAR Umbreon with Oranguru V in here as well. First, let's check out Machamp VSTAR. Actually, it's Machamp VMAX. Excuse me, VMAXs are back. So Machamp VMAX, Revenge Buster, 80 damage if your opponent has already damage counters, 140 more. So 220 for 2 energies, pretty strong. The 240 is a little bit mediocre, but you're probably going to be utilizing the Revenge Buster time and time again. Revenge Buster on the Machamp V also slaps 100 damage. Very cool to knock out Arceus, by the way. So we were here, utilize Umbreon, you can have gusting capabilities, you have the Diancie, so you cannot get bossed up, and there's also an Oranguru V, which seems to be pretty good. Once during your turn, this Pokemon in the active slot, you may search your deck for 2 tool cards and put them in hand. Which 2 tool cards would you want with Machamp? You have access to Choice Belts, you have access to the Sun and Moon Badge. Okay, you don't see that a lot in Umbreon decks, but okay. There's a lot of fighting type energies in here, and you just utilize the Umbreon for gusting, it seems. Yeah, you also can attack with Umbreon because of the Hondooms. Yeah, makes sense. And there's a Stone Fighting energy making Machamp VMAX more tankier than ever before. So basically you have the best typings in the game, Darkness and Fighting, and you just prey on weaknesses. Diancie is very cool. I like the Diancie in here. At specific points in the game, you just throw this up. You have an additional turn because they need to go through the Diancie unless they play Escape Rope. Then it could be bad, but you cannot get bossed up with this. So a Diancie with Marty could save yourself a turn, I would say. All the rest of the cards we got familiar with. Moving forward is another Miltank deck, this time with Kangaskan and Revenge, as well as the Farfetch, 20 damage plus 10 more for every damage counter on the Pokemon. You have Yveltal, Cry of Destruction. You also have the new Mighty Yana, 3 Pochiana, and then the Mighty Yana. If the opponent is a VMAX, you can attack for free. Slapping 160 damage is your easy way out against Mew VMAX. Also, with the help of the Halucha Sparkling, you're actually going to be slapping 30 additional damage against VMAX Pokemon. Pretty damn cool, right? Other than that, just a lot of healing cards. Fresh Water Set, Team Yaltal, to just heal off your Miltank, potentially. Just because the only way they can knock out Miltank is with a 1-price Pokemon. If they don't run 1-price Pokemon, you basically, when you have Cape of Toughness, turning Miltank into a 160 HP Pokemon. Pretty bonkers, I would say. Also, Gloria searching out 3 Pokemon. And of course, Roxanne. Roxanne is just powerful. The full art will be pretty expensive for that one as well. So, cool. Moving forward is another Miltank deck with Blissey. So, Miltank is putting in some work. We have ability blocking, Wheezing, Cry of Destruction, and then when you're walling off with a Miltank, you can utilize the Blissey here. Also, utilizing Cape of Toughness. And the Blissey slaps powerful slap. I think it was it 10 damage plus 30 more for every energy on this Pokemon or whatever. A pretty strong attack, and also allows you to accelerate 3 energies after you utilize the attack. So if you get all these energies onto your Blissey, it's going to be fantastic. With so many darkness energies in here, you might also think about adding in stuff like the 1-price Galarian Moltres. Don't see it in here. You have Hammers. You also have Path to the Peak, high amount, Roxanne, Marnie. So yeah, pretty okay. I don't like this supporter, by the way. It's like Milo. Nobody plays that, but it's in here. Okay, regardless. But also allows you to discard your energy, so it makes sense, I guess, to just power up a Blissey when you're tanking off with a Miltank. Because Blissey can one-hit KO anything as long as you have lots of energies in your discard pile, so for it to absorb or whatever. Moving forward, Zoroark Counterbox with Wormadams and the new Mighty Yana. So nothing has really changed about this list. The only new card in here is the Mighty Yana, which helps out the Mew VMAX matchup tremendously. We have a Dragapult VMAX list. We've just talked about Dragapult VMAX on the channel this week. The only addition for here is EXP share, although EXP share is something we already had, but Roxanne, Path to the Peak is super strong. And then we have the Hisuian Typhlosion VSTAR. Let's check it out, right? Typhlosion. Hisuian Typhlosion V. You can burn a Pokemon for 0 energies. You also slap 120 damage. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand, reveal that card, and shuffle it back into their deck. 3 energies on there. They're going to be a little bit tough. There's also the Hisuian Typhlosion VSTAR. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon any way you like on top of the 180 damage base. And there's also a VSTAR power. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 4 damage counters on it, it is now knocked out. You can make that happen with Dragapult, so love the inclusion. This is gonna be a very cool list to try out. There's also Disruption with Avery, there's Roxanne, there's Path to the Peak. Yeah, maybe this could put Dragapult in some sort of a situation, because this is only a 2-pricer, so basically you attack with Dragapult VMAX, put some damage counters wherever you please, and then you can come out of nowhere for 1 energy and the Typhlosion knocks out anything. So VMAXs or not, they're instantly knocked out. So yeah, that's it for today's video. We've talked about some new Japanese deck lists. There's going to be more coming up on the channel soon, but the future looks very bright. The game design is very well right now in this late block of Sword and Shield, I would say. So lots of great things to be looking forward to. So Astral Radiance will be fantastic. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways. Also, let me know what your favorite deck is that you've seen. Which deck are you looking forward to? And yeah, also check out our sponsors, PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. You can utilize the coupon code ZapdosTCG for a whopping 5% of your order. There's also, of course, cardmarket.com for, of course, European players. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. There's also a Dragon Shield for if you want to have sleeves, binders, accessories. They're all available. And there's also, last but not least, yourplaymat.com to, of course, create your own custom playmat. Utilize the coupon, the link down below, and you can get 10% off your order. So yeah, they ship worldwide, so create that awesome playmat. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.